there, beautiful beloveds. It's me, Serenity, here another day, sharing a space of oceanic bliss with the sea, connected to Mother Gaia, grounding my energy here on this rock, this ancient rock. So I'm here today as usual to give an energy update on what's been going on in my ascension process and in my twin flame dynamic. As far as ascension goes, I think I'm starting to get used to the feeling of feeling wonky. I don't know any other way to explain it. At first it felt like disorientation. I felt like I wasn't here and I was here at the same time, because technically we're all spiritual beings in human form. So our bodies are here, but just because our bodies are here doesn't mean we're grounded in this 3D dimension. I feel like my etheric body, and I guess maybe what you can call the mental body, is always on the verge of 3D, mostly in the 5th dimension now, and I'm starting to get used to it. So that feels a lot more grounding. And I found that when I connect directly to my heart space, like when I'm feeling like I'm out of this world, when I connect directly to my heart, but it's kind of a focused inattention thing. So I'm here, but I'm focusing all of my energy on my heart space so that I can make sure that it's open and receptive to the present moment. And I've really been very heart-centered, and it's been helping me immensely. It's been helping me release fear a lot. And speaking of fear, I'm trying to be more honest and truthful with myself. So, me and my twin were back in communication, and then I just felt something gnawing at me that I wasn't being placed as a high priority in his world, and his heart space it feels like there's not enough room for me in his heart space. Almost as if he had a previous connection with someone, and he opened up to them emotionally, and it's still open to them emotionally, and so there's something cutting him off from being completely open emotionally to me. And I don't want to talk about things being fair, but the syncopation between our hearts is not fluid because there's a barrier there. And at first it upset me. At first I was very heartbroken because I never have fully opened up my heart to anyone. Not fully, and it's been because their hearts haven't been completely open to me as well, and so it just felt like I felt a pattern, a cyclical pattern starting to arise, and I knew if I didn't nip it in the bud right then and there, it's almost like I was fed up, not even fed up, just exhausted, emotionally drained. Like it's like he'll come into my life, we'll come back into connection with one another, and my heart space will burst open with euphoric bliss, and he'll be consistent, and then he'll start to take me for granted, and then I start to feel this energetic pull away from me, and then I do start to feel a little fear because I feel unsafe. And when I'm unsafe, I get anxious and I feel ungrounded. And that's not healthy for me. And if I was to give him the benefit of the doubt yet again, I would be putting myself last yet again. You know, as a selfless being, I definitely tend towards putting others before me. And I don't ask for much. I really don't. But maybe what I'm asking for is something that he is yet to tap into himself. So I'm not upset. I can never be upset with my divine masculine. I have unconditional love for him, just as I'm having unconditional love for myself by putting my needs first. And I'm finding it so healthy and so freeing to speak my truth. Usually we just block one another and we leave. But this time I told him. I was up front with him, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being up front with myself and knowing myself enough to know what's best for me and what's best for the growth of our relationship, of the dynamic that we're in. And if I didn't nip it in the bud now, our growth would have been stunted. And what good would that have been? Yes, it would have been so splendid to have spent time with my masculine in the physical. But eventually it would have went back to what it always goes back to. Just me being left out in the cold. And I can't help but feel a sense of guilt, because I never want my masculine to feel like I'm leaving him out in the cold. But we have to learn each other, because we're in these 3D bodies. We have to learn what love language each one of us has, what each one of us needs, and that's going to take time. And we have forever. So, as I'm sure I've said before in one of these videos, the ego is impatient, but the spirit is timeless, so it knows it has eternity. And so I'm holding fast to that truth, to that knowingness, because it resonates with me deeply. And as much as my 3D self is not too enthralled about him being invested in karmic relationships. I mean, even though this is a karmic relationship too, because we have karma to work through. Otherwise we would be together, you know. So and when your twin is with the karmic, your karmic is in alliance with you. We're all in a soul family together, learning lessons together for our highest good. And it would be selfish of me to tell him to stunt his growth by leaving his karmic partners for me, when we're clearly not ready to be an emotive union. Physical union, yes. The lust, the sexual intensity, the passion is there. But the emotional nourishment on my part is not there. I'm not receiving the nourishment that my heart desires. He's receiving it because I don't have any issues expressing my emotions. In fact, sometimes I over-express my emotions, if that's even possible, but I don't feel bad for that. at first I felt bad because a lot of people, a lot of men in my life have always told me, oh my God, you're too sensitive. Oh my God, why are you so sensitive? You're never going to get through this life being this sensitive. And it's because I was attracting men that weren't allowed to be sensitive because their survival mechanism was to be bold and brazen and live from their ego, through their ego, from the vantage of their ego, so that they can live and survive. So I understand that perspective, but that doesn't mean that I have to change my way of being simply because they don't see it as a good survival technique. It's basically like survival of the fittest in their eyes, which makes sense. Again, that's fine. But I am a divine feminine, and I have emotions that I need to express. And I've been noticing, as far as emotions and sensitivity, that when you're an empath, I mean, I feel like all of us on earth are empaths. It's not like we're some like hierarchy and empaths are better than others, but empaths have a connection to their heart space, and they know how important it is to speak from your heart and live from your heart, because it feels natural. Like there's no other way to do so when you're an empath. And it takes a lot of guts to actually feel. You know, the people that are shutting their hearts down, and I'm not putting anything against anybody who's shutting their hearts down, because it's obviously for a reason. They've been through something, whether in this life or past lives, that is making them shut their hearts down so they won't have to feel through this life. Because the deeper the feeling, the deeper the grief and the pain on the other side of the pendulum, on the other side of the spectrum. So I understand that. And the grief used to really tear me apart. Like when my divine masculine and I would go our separate ways, I would purge tears as vast as this ocean for days upon days, and it would get worse as the days go on. You would think I wouldn't have any tears left, but apparently I have an infinite amount of tears. And I've just been, as I get older, I've been feeling even more sentimental. Like this sentimentality is all pervasive. For beautiful moments, for saddening, sorrowful moments. Like I just tear up at everything because I think it's the beauty of it all. Like when something's intense and enduring, or even when something's ephemeral and fleeting, there's this beauty to the culmination of all the events that came into place for that one moment that just brings me to literal tears. And nothing can bring me to literal tears more than love. Than pure, unadulterated love for yourself and for other, and for the experience of this life in its totality. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so, as much as I didn't want to shut off connection with my divine masculine, I knew that it was in both of our best interests and for the highest good of everyone and our soul family. And I don't really have any intentions of dating anyone else. At the moment, I don't have any room in my heart to offer a love offering to someone. I can't picture it. I really feel like I want to just be with me. And actually, in the past, I've only been with, not only, but the main reason I needed to have a partner was because I was full of this lustful energy. Like, it would just fume through me to no avail. And I just had to connect sexually with someone. I enjoyed it to the fullest because I could just express my being I could express the primal energy in my being to the fullest. But I've never had anyone see me sexually. I've never had anyone see into my soul and know what my needs were. And I think the guys would keep coming back because I enjoy please, and I enjoy knowing what someone likes. I'm not saying that none of the guys took the time to know what I liked, but there was just something about the connection that there was always something missing. Something at the core of it all that was missing, and it's not something you can manufacture or force. So in the end, it never worked out, and it was never fulfilling. But this feeling with my divine masculine, as much as I enjoy our sexual connection, it's so much more than that. It's so much bigger than that. And at this point, I feel like I'm willing to wait a lifetime just to feel secure in someone's arms, and just to melt into someone's embrace and just feel pure love, whether we're in connection with each other or not in connection with each other, because you can feel an embrace through words, through the feeling that someone is conveying through their words. And the day that my divine masculine can express himself in that way, will be the greatest gift that I could ever receive in this lifetime or lifetimes to come. And I know this because I've felt this with my divine masculine before. It's like I've always had this longing for this feeling that I felt like I've never felt, but I know that I felt it. It just wasn't in this time, space, reality. And in this time of physical separation, I know that our connection will only deepen, and I'm setting out the intention for us to better understand this connection so that we can better understand one another and grow with another, whether our dynamic is a friendship for now, because I just want a healthy dynamic. I don't want anything toxic with my divine masculine. If I wanted something toxic, I could just go with anyone. You know, ever since I opened up my heart space, ever since I've just been completely receptive, lots of men have been coming up to me, and it's flattering, but it's like, I don't see it in their eyes. It's all in the eyes. Like when I look into my divine masculine's eyes, I see the entirety of his soul. I feel the entirety of his soul. I don't just see it. I've always been able to tell things through people's eyes. I can feel their whole story through their eyes. And me and my divine masculine share a story that has been written in the stars. It's been played out before, and this time it's going to be even more beautifully breathtaking. And I would say I'm willing to wait, but it's more like it's just a matter of time. And we've already shattered the illusion of time, so it's going to happen in divine timing. That's all I can chalk it up to. So I just wanted to send you guys some compassion and let you know if you're in separation with your divine masculine or your divine feminine, send them compassion. Because it never feels good to be in separation. And we're always going through lessons, and it's nice to know that you feel you're loved by someone, and it's nice to know that someone cares enough to stop for a moment in their day to send you love and light. So just try to come from a space of non-judgmentality, an unconditional space of pure-hearted compassion, and send that to your counterpart. And make sure your heart stays completely open so you can stay aligned with the love from divine source as well. Because it's about being in syncopation with the heart of the world as well as the heart of your twin. came here to realize ourselves so that we can play our part in helping other divine souls realize themselves. We're healers. We're light workers. And it takes time for us to learn how to heal our own selves, know our own selves, and hold and bear our light with pride. Not in an egoic, selfish way, but just being grateful that you came here on a mission. Everybody came here on a mission, but not everybody knows what that mission is. But you'll know what the mission is when you have to follow your heart. You know what it is because